Right.
So,
All right,
yeah.
we are live.
Okay.
So we are live. Everybody that's watching this, welcome. We are going to have our student panel today on our School of Health Sciences, which includes a whole bunch of different majors. And I will briefly introduce everybody and then let each of our students, as well as our Dean of our Health Sciences School, Dr. Darla Vell, kind of take over and kind of just give us the rundown on some of our programs. And um, we'll start off with Dr. Darla Vale and kind of go from there. And then we'll have our student panel as well to kind of sum up everything, as well as live questions at the end in case anybody's watching live right now and has questions about any of our programs or anything that they've learned today. So go ahead and start off by introducing Dr. Darla Vale.
Great. Well, hello, everyone. So I am the dean of the school. As Brandon said, I'm also a critical care nurse. So I was just going to briefly talk about what programs we have in our school, as well as then just a few details about them. And then our students, who are going to be much more interesting than me, can tell you from their perspective. So we have 3 bachelor programs in our school. Our oldest one is nursing, our BSN, which is also our largest. And then we have health and wellness, which is another major and that allows people some flexibility and breadth as far as what they want to get into. And then our newest program, hot off the press, just starting this fall, is our Bachelor's of Communication Sciences and Disorders. So that program, it has a broad liberal arts and science base, but it also integrates the prerequisites that a lot of master's in speech language pathology programs require. So usually there's probably a good 9 to 12 prerequisites for the master's programs. They're all incorporated in that program. And then we've also included, or we are including, some preceptorship or internship experiences and practicums so that it will really strengthen your application to get into a master's program. So then those are our 3 undergraduate. We also have 2 master's program, master's in nursing, MSN, and it can be for people who have a bachelor's in something else that they can get it, or it can be people who have a BSN. And then we also have a master's in physician assistant studies. That's our PA program. That's post-bachelor's. And then we have 2 doctoral programs, Doctorate of Nursing Practice, or DNP, and that's after an MSN. I know this is like letters, word salad or whatever. And then we also have our Doctorate of Physical Therapy, which is post-bachelor's. So we have a lot of options. The things that, should I just keep talking, Brandon, or do you have a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just a few things. I was asked, like, as far as what do our graduates do? And I was talking to Noelle, who you'll hear from in a minute, but our nursing graduates are eagerly sought after. It is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, nursing is the 3rd most, whatever they call it, highest, most
Like sought after.
Most sought after. Thank you. Most sought after occupation. So you will definitely get a job. And we have recruiters and hospital leaders calling us frequently to see if they can come and talk to our students because they want to hire our graduates. Um, so, and the same thing with our health and wellness, which is a little bit newer of a program, but we have had them go, our graduates go into health and physical fitness, like into health programs. They've gone on into graduate studies and been very successful, like the Masters of Public Health, Masters of Health Administration. So it's a really good foundation for continuing on if you want, but also being like health coaches. So you have a variety of options there. Going on to physical therapy, PAs, programs. Um, and then our graduate programs are highly sought after. But if you go to the Mount for your undergraduate, then you get then some preference as far as in the admission process. So it helps you if you can do that.
Great.
Our licensure pass rates are consistently above than national norms. Like, for example, the nursing licensure exam, the NCLEX from 2019, the national pass rate was 88. Our pass rate is always in the 90s. This past year it was 90.4. In the past, it's been 94 to 96. So frequently, we're like the first or second highest in the city as far as the pass rates. So our graduates do really, really well in all of our programs.
Great, great. Dr. Vale, could you name some of the hospitals and businesses where our students are working at?
Sure. So as far as hospitals, that three biggest employers, Children's Hospital, they hire probably 20 or more of our graduates per year, nursing graduates. Also, TriHealth and Mercy hire a vast majority. Most of our nursing students, they have options for where they want to work, which is always nice. Um, and then for our health and wellness students, so they have gone into the Better Business Bureau to help businesses set up wellness programs. They've also at TriHealth worked at their fitness centers. They've trying to think of some other places, or like I said, they've gone on to graduate programs.
Are any of our students beyond our physical therapy program, PA, we have our master's in nursing, we even have the D&T for nursing. For any other health and wellness-based program, do you see a common school that students are going to for post-bachelor degrees?
Probably UC is one of the, fortunately, a lot of students stay at the Mount and continue
Right.
on, but otherwise, University of Cincinnati, but we've had them go to a variety of different states, and the feedback from other graduate programs has been very positive, very strong. They say
Great.
our students do great as far as writing, critical thinking, and just being able to balance all of the workload.
Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and transition over to introduce our three students that are part of our panel today. We have two seniors and one sophomore, so a nice kind of variety here of students in different kind of forms. We have Kat Nix, and we have Noelle, who I just got to meet for the first time today via Zoom. And then we also have Lauren, who I've known for since her freshman year as well. So whoever would like to start, I'd just kind of introduce yourself, give me your name, your major, what you're involved in at the Mount beyond just your major, and what kind of programs or activities you do outside of the Mount or at as part of the Mount.
Okay, so I'm Kat. So like he said, I'm a senior health and wellness major. I'm looking to go into the DPT program, specifically at the Mount. That's one reason why I chose it. I run track and field for the Mount, and then I also tutor for the Mount, and I work at a fitness center actually just across the street at the nursing home at Bailey, which the Mount is works along with them because they're both started by the Sisters of Charity, which is very big for our community. But yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Great. And Lauren or Noelle?
Yeah, my name is Noel. I am a nursing student for BSN program, and I am part of student nurse organization at Mount. And I'm a really busy student, and sometimes I don't have time for the meeting and some activity because I am a mother of one baby and I am working. Then I really don't have, I'm on my feet 7 days. Yeah. And I, Mount is really a great school. I really don't know how to describe it. And I never heard about Mount before, never. I was going to Cincinnati State, and I used to attend one school in Georgia, Savannah as well. And when I moved to Ohio, I was just looking for a school. I just Googled best school at Cincinnati, and Mount name pop up. And I click on it and I start calling, every number was popping on the screen. And they start transferring me to one another until I reach the right person to speak to. And from there, I talk to them and they transfer me to Stephanie Hills, who is the sponsor of a nursing program for BSN at that time, but now she's not anymore. And she helped me complete the process. And I'm always telling my friend, are you looking for nursing school? Mount is the best, come over.
Thank you. All right, Lauren.
Right. My name's Lauren. I'm a sophomore. I'll be a sophomore this year. I am a health and wellness major, and I'm minoring in exercise science and fitness. I hope to go to the doctorate program for physical therapy at the Mount. That's one of the big reasons why I chose it. I play soccer at the Mount. I am a mission ambassador, which I came in on like a scholarship kind of thing, and I work with like campus ministry. I work with Michelle Arnold and Sister Carrie and Elliott, and I was working on a retreat before COVID happened, just helping out with masses around, just stuff like that. And I was beginning to work on being a campus ambassador as well, but that also got cut short because of COVID. But we're working with what we got. Yeah, I love the Mount environment. I love the people there, so I'm really happy where I am. So
awesome. Yeah, we can call you, all of you, Zoom ambassadors now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go ahead. We're going to answer a few questions here that I have for our student panel. And it might be a little bit different because we have two different majors represented here. What is your most favorite class that you've taken at the Mount, while at the Mount? And why is it your favorite course? What made it so fun or challenging? And just kind of give me an overview of what you learned during that semester.
So I just took this class last semester. So it's called Exercise Prescription. It's specifically for health and wellness majors. But other people can take the class if they want to. But basically, we learned how to assess a client from beginning to end, looking at their mental, physical, health, and then seeing like what their goals would be, how to take them to their goals in a healthy fashion. So we created fitness guides and nutrition guides, and we learned how to do motivational interviewing, so how to actually talk to the client and help them figure out what they want and not just us tell them what they want. So it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot because it wasn't just a bunch of book work. We got to actually work on our people skills, and with this class we actually got to go out to fitness classes and see how they were taught. And then we also had this big project where we started with one specific client from start to end and got them to some of their goals. So it actually felt like something I was going into, and I learned a lot because it was hands-on. So it was really nice.
Awesome. Noelle or Lauren?
Yeah, I took a class last fall called Physical Assessment. And I really loved it because you expect the patient from head to toe. And it is a route of every single class, like MSJ, you will find it over there. Pharmacology, because some of the medicine, the side effect of some medicine, how the patient will react, you will see that on physical assessment. Then I really learned a lot. And I like she was saying, hands-on, like you practice on the patient. It's not just like a theory, like they tell you, you do that in theory, but you will practice as well. And I really loved it. And it was really my best class. And I was almost getting 100% on all my tests because I love the class. No matter how hard is the test, because I love the class, I was getting 100%. Yeah. And
Awesome.
I realized if you did good, the rest of your classes, you won't suffer a lot with some of your material. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Lauren?
So being a rising sophomore, I don't have a lot of school under my belt, and a lot of my classes were just like prereqs, but I would probably have to say that my favorite, like most interesting class was fundamentals to personal fitness, because that was like the most directed towards my major. And like we got to go into the weight room, we got to make our own exercise program focusing on like the different muscles of the body, like different muscle groups, and we actually had to make a video. So I find that to be fun, but it was something different, and I'm excited to get into more classes that are more directed towards my major instead of like the prereq stuff. So
awesome. All right, we have a question here from Cecilia, and she is asking, do you have direct enrollment for your nursing program? Let Dr. Vale answer this question for us.
Yes, we do. Great question. So if you enter then as your freshman year, and then you meet the prerequisites, you with a C or higher, then you will be directly admitted into the sophomore year.
Awesome. Great question. Thank you. Next up, I will go back to our student panel. Lauren made a really great point about having, other courses that weren't necessarily directed to her major. That is because now St. Joseph also is a liberal arts curriculum. So that means that our students, whether they're a nursing major or a business major or whatever it might be, they still are required to take courses of different kind of backgrounds, from English to could be communications, it could be a business related course, it could be a math related course, a history course, to get kind of that overall experience to be a more well-rounded student. So I think that's really neat, while still being able to take some content specific courses that she wants to kind of pursue after her freshman year too. So I think that's a really neat point. Moving on, let's kind of go into, and this will probably be more directed to Kat and Noel. If you guys have done a co-op or clinical, where were you and what was the most enjoyable moments about it, and what have clinicals kind of taught you, getting that kind of practical experience as well as hands-on experience outside of the classroom?
I did attend 2 different hospitals for my clinical. The last one was MSJ, and we didn't finish because of COVID-19.
Because of COVID.
Yeah, I was on cancer floor, blood cancer floor, which is a really sensitive area.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I did learn to communicate with patients. It's not just talking. You have to know how to communicate with them. You have to know how you can take the way you're going to collect the data from the patient, depends on how you're going to communicate with the patient. Like one day I was taking care of a patient who was refusing to eat and who was refusing to take shower. I said, oh, well, this is not going to work. And when I arrived there early in the morning, I asked him, I'm always making my goal with the patient. When I take my vital, I make the goal with the patient. Okay, today is the goal. He's not eating. This is one of the goal. And the second goal, today he's going to take the shower. He smiled and he said, okay. And he refused it. I pleased him until he told me, okay, because you keep asking me, I will eat so you can have peace. And he ended up eating, and he didn't allow me to give him a bath until almost 3 o'clock, the time we have to clock out and leave. And by 3 o'clock, I went back in his room again and asked him, and he said yes. And I went back and called my classmates, and that was 3 of us, and we helped him to bathe him and do everything on him. So he was feeling really great, and really communication is really important to patients, and the care given to them. And if they know you love them, they open themselves to you as well. Yeah,
I love that. Thank you. Yeah. Kat, have you had any co-ops or anything?
Yeah, and I want to definitely agree with Noelle on that. Communication is huge. So I work at a fitness club, and it's not like a normal like Planet Fitness or Crunch Fitness type fitness club. It's geared towards the elderly population. But like she was talking about with communication, you could talk to them and you can listen to them, but you have to look at their nonverbal cues, and you have to really open yourself up to truly listening to what they're saying in their hearts and everything. And you can get through to them so much. And especially with the elderly population, like we had to close our gym because of COVID. And we just now opened July 6th, which was like a huge thing. But a lot of them are just like, we just want the social aspect of it. It's not really the fitness. And I don't know, I guess like that kind of hit me because like I was taught that in my classes, but it's always like, oh, you go to a fitness club, like you want to be there for the actual like physical part. And I got to learn by talking to them that it's more of like they're really working on their mental health as well, being there. So like just the communication, you can learn so much more from these co-op experiences than what you would learn in a classroom. It's absolutely fantastic.
Awesome, thank you. All right, we're going to kind of sum up here with kind of one, maybe two more questions. What is life like? And I know Noelle kind of expressed this already in her question, and Kat and Lauren did too. And what is life like balancing your class schedule with all of the other things you're involved in, whether it's part-time jobs, athletics, being involved in different programs? How do you balance that at the college level, and how's that different from the high school level, if you remember that from the high school periods?
So one thing I forgot to say earlier is I used to be an orientation leader for the Mount for 2 years. And one of the biggest questions that we were always asked by the freshmen were like, am I going to fail my classes if I go and have fun outside of classes? Like go hang out with friends, go to sporting events, go to all these festivals that we hold on campus. And the biggest thing was time management. And it was like, you have to work hard on the time management. You have to keep yourself responsible, but it's totally doable. I know a lot of our students are student athletes. I can't remember the exact number, but I know it's over half of the campus that are student athletes. So they're not only going to class, but they're also in a sport. And most of them also have jobs. And like we still have good graduation rates at the Mount. And we're still learning really well. So it is possible. But it's definitely something to work on with time management. But because of how small our campus is, the teachers are always there helping us. And because you have that personal connection, if they know that like you're struggling with something, then they're like literally right there with you. They're sending you emails. They're talking to you after or before class, asking if you need help with anything. So it's not just on you for the time management, but
Awesome.
it's definitely possible.
I love it. And then we'll finish up with one more question that I have. And then while this is going on, if anybody live has questions that they want to ask, this will be a good time to put that into the little chat moderator and ask away before we sign off here. But let's start with Lauren. Why did you choose the Mount?
So for me, I was looking for a smaller school and like preferably a Catholic school because I grew up Catholic and religion has always been a very important aspect of my life. But I always put academics first. So I found schools that had a good physical therapy program and preferably one with a doctor program there so I could have those connections going in to the doctor program. And I also wanted to play collegiate soccer. So the Mount was literally just like the perfect little spot for me. It was far enough away from home, but close enough to where I could, if I need anything, I can go back. But it was really like the people that sold it for me. I remember when I first came in for one of my first visits, and Brandon, you were there, and I was like, "This guy's awesome! Like he's super nice. Like everybody here seems like him." I was like, I could do this." So it was a lot of the people and this. It all the ducks lined up, and it was just the right fit for me.
Awesome. Thank you. What about you, Noelle?
Mount actually is my third school, and it is the best because I feel like I am at home. It's not because you have everything you need at Mount. One day I was not feeling well. I called my daughter's office, no appointment available. I went right away at Mount over there. I get a treatment. You need to exercise. You have everything. You need to enjoy life. You have everything over there. And one day last semester, I was diagnosed with a new disease. When my daughter called me to give me the result, I was sitting and crying. And I emailed one of my teachers. She scheduled a Zoom video right away with me, and she started talking to me. And after she talked to me, I feel look like she poured all energy on me. I said, okay, I'm not gonna drop my semester. I will pass my semester. And I really did good for my semester. I passed it. Mount is really great. Verdun, the money is not anything. It's the education you're gonna get from them. They worry about you. You just need to speak up, like she was saying. When you are in need, tell them. They always listen to you. They always willing to help you to succeed. They don't want you to fail. They used to say like some nursing school, they're doing stuff to fail people. Mount is not like that. They will help you. You need ask for help. Their teacher, everybody are there to help you. You just ask for help, and everybody is there to help you to succeed. It's not just about money. They worry about your degree.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll finish up with Kat.
I'm kind of a combination of both of them. Yeah, basically, I wanted a small school. I was homeschooled until high school, and then I went to a tiny high school. So I wanted a tiny college because I was used to that personal connection with teachers. And I wanted also a Catholic university because religion is also very important to me. So like that was one reason, but also I wanted to also play collegiate sports, and then just again, like I'm almost like copying Lauren basically with like how it was far enough away from home but close enough to home. And then the DPT program, I did a lot of research for the DPT programs around this area, and everywhere I looked it was like the Mount is one of the best, the Mount is one of the best. So I went to go check the Mount out, and as soon as I stepped foot on campus I was like, this is amazing. And I went on campus during spring break for my first visit, and it was a tad bit quiet because most people were gone, but every single person that was there personally came up to me, even students, and they were saying hi and everything. And every other campus that I went to, most people just like wouldn't even look at you when you were walking on the sidewalk. So just that welcome atmosphere, it was like, oh, they actually do care that I'm coming here. And then like Noelle, the teachers really, really, really care. So it's nice to have that personal connection.
Awesome, thank you. With that being said, we're going to wrap up and see if Dr. Vale has any last words that she wants to say about the School of Health Sciences, and then I'll sign us off.
Okay. That's all I have to say is so you can see these students, shining examples of what we have in the School of Health Sciences. So that's why we're successful. It's because of students like this.
Great, great. Well, thank you all who are watching this live or watching this after we post it on YouTube. If you have any questions or if you're curious to learn more about different programs or more in depth about our School of Health Science programs, you can just go to our website at www.msj.edu. And then if you look at all the drop-down tabs, you can see the academic tab, and it will show you all of our different schools, and then you click on School of Health Sciences. And then from there, you can reach out to somebody and have communication. So we thank you for joining us, and it doesn't look like we have any additional questions, so I'm going to go ahead and sign us off, and we look forward to seeing you all at the Mount one day. Thank you very much.
Bye.